All right, this is lesson 8.3, and we're going to be graphing quadratics using x-intercepts. So let's go ahead and do this one. I've already provided the axis symmetry and the vertex, so let's plot that. The axis of symmetry is the line x equals 3, which is a vertical line that passes through x equals 3. The vertex is 3, negative 4, so this is our vertex. All right, so we're going to go ahead and solve for our y-intercept. Y-intercepts always happen when x is 0. So let's go ahead and substitute in x equals 0. Y equals 0 squared minus 6 times 0 plus 5. 0 minus 0 plus 5, which is 5. So our y-intercept is 0, 5. I'm going to go ahead and reflect it across the x-axis. So the axis symmetry. 3, 1, 2, 3. So now we're going to go ahead and solve for our x-intercepts. X-intercepts happen when y is 0. So an x-intercept will always have a coordinate, something comma 0. Something comma 0. So let's go ahead. We're going to substitute 0 in for y. And this should look pretty familiar. We've actually done this many times before. This, we're just going to factor and use the zero product property. So two numbers that multiply together get 5, 5 and 1, combined to give me a negative 6, negative 5, negative 1. Using the zero product property, either this equals 0 or that equals 0. Add 5 to both sides, x equals 5. Add 1 to both sides, x equals 1. So 5, comma, 0. 1, comma, 0. Those are our two x-intercepts. Over 5, up 0, over 1, up 0. And we go ahead and we graph our quadratic. We graph our parabola. So as you can see, it actually works. X-intercepts are just using factoring. Now, we actually refer to x-intercepts as roots. They're referred to as roots when we're talking about parabolas. And roots will always happen when y is 0. Let's go ahead and do number 2 together. Okay, we're going to go ahead and graph the axis symmetry because it's given to us. X equals negative 3. It's a vertical line that passes through x equals negative 3. The vertex, negative 3, negative 1. Let's go ahead and solve for our x-intercept, or sorry, our y-intercept. And y-intercepts happen when x is 0. So we know the coordinate is 0 something. Y equals 0 squared plus 6 times 0 plus 8. And y will equal 8. Our y-intercept is 0, 8. Let's go ahead and reflect it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to solve for our roots. Remember, roots are x-intercepts, which means y equals 0. So let's substitute in 0 for y. Zero equals x squared plus 6x plus 8. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to factor so that I can use the zero product property. Two numbers that multiply to give me 8, combine to give me 6 are 4 and 2. Positive 4, positive 2. X plus 4 equals 0 using the zero product property. Subtract 4, x equals negative 4. Subtract 2, x equals negative 2. So our roots, negative 4, 0, negative 2, 0. Go ahead and graph them. Oops, that's not it. Negative 4 is right there. And we have our parabola. Again, these are referred to as roots. So, moving on to the next section, you need to be able to just identify roots sometimes. So, Jeremy was graphing a quadratic. Identify the roots, which means x-intercepts, y equals 0, of the quadratic he graphed. So the roots are the x-intercepts, which are these two locations. This is the point 0, 0. This is the point 4, 0. Next one, Miguel was graphing a quadratic. Identify the roots. X-intercepts, which mean y equals 0. So where are the x-intercepts? Here and here. These are referred to as roots. This is the coordinate -5, 0. This is the coordinate -1, 0. Notice that roots will always have y equal to 0. So let's put this all together. Give you one large problem, okay? Y equals 2x squared minus 4x minus 6. So the axis of symmetry, remember, is always at x equals -b divided by 2a. So a equals 2, b equals -4, c equals -6. Because this is in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So, axis of symmetry, x equals -b divided by 2a, which is a +4, which is 2. X equals 2 is my axis of symmetry. Next is my vertex. Remember that my vertex is on the axis of symmetry, so it has an x-coordinate of 2. So the vertex will be at 2 comma something. So we'll plug in x equals 2. Two times 4 minus 8 minus 6. 8 minus 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. So y equals -6. 2, -6. Something's wrong here. Okay, so let's solve for our y-intercept. Y-intercept will be at x equals 0.